Hello, everybody. It's so nice to see you. I'm Peter Amadon, and I'm hosting today. And today we have a special, extra special treat. We're going to have Shruthi and her mother, Veena, singing, and we're going to have Joe Jencks. And the theme today is lots of singing. So before we do that, I want to say hello to Aaron. Thank you very much for doing the text for Alien Tech, and Joe is somewhere. And hello, of course, to Shruthi and Veena, and to Joe. Hello, Trish. Hello, Susan. Hi, Kevin. How are you doing? And Sheila in Florida. Hello, Caroline in D.C. Marcia in AEBC. Is that British Columbia, I imagine? And then, no, we'll find out later. So, and Bonnie. Hi, Bonnie. Sue, how are you? Seattle. Luda and Victoria. James. Hi, James. Hello, Carolyn. 1,548 day, and we just keep going on and on. And Al, and my God, that looks like Karen Axelrod, but it's actually Al, or maybe it's Al and actually Karen. Anyway, there's Diane in Massachusetts. Hi, Kathy, Annette in California. Hello, Ruth, Sarah in Texas, Storm, and Jane in Texas. Bob Gasser, changing the page over here. Got to find Bob. Bob, where'd he go? Bob Gasser. There you are. Okay, Nancy in Washington State, Jane in Texas. I did it already. Sandy in Western North Carolina, and then LMG in Connecticut. Elizabeth in California. Hello, Kat in Vermont, and Carol in Connecticut. And hello, Susan Page. Welcome, everybody. So we had a switch in artists today. And which is often is just our way of being spontaneous, and we're very happy to have, as I mentioned, Shruthi and her mother Veena in India, and Joe. I don't know where you're coming from, but I'm just going to go ahead and turn it over to you anyway and let you sing us a song. Take it away, Joe.
Thank you so much, Peter. I'm in upstate New York. Just wrapped up the Old Songs Festival. And was just kind of catching my breath here. It was a wonderful, wonderful weekend. And we, of course, missed having you present there. I know you've passed the baton on to the next generation, but you are very much still a loved part of that community, and the legacy that you have stitched through the fabric of that quilt is ongoing.
We first met on an Old Song stage, Joe. I remember that a few years ago, which is where I've met a lot of my good friends.
Yeah. Well, what a treat to be here. As you can see, I got a little sunshine over the weekend. This is a song called Let It Rain, and I posted a link, and I will do it again here because I think I still have it in my queue, to my website where the lyrics can be found for those that have just joined. Thank you, Aaron. She already got the chorus up there. One moment of mercy was all that it took to drive me clean out of my head. A piece of my heart had been sleeping so long that I had given it for dead. Better than I have traveled this journey, and none have returned here unchanged. But the lilacs in bloom and the thunderhead looms, and my lonely heart prays for the rain. Let it rain, oh, let it rain. Let the waters of love wash away all the pain. Let the hope of redemption be all that remains. Let it rain, let it rain, let it rain. When the ancients and mariners looked toward the heavens at night, did they yearn for the day? Or were they transfixed by the wonders they saw in the lights that guided their way? I need to believe that there is no sadness so great that it cannot heal. But sometimes the longing inside, it consumes me so much. Well, it's all that I feel. Let it rain, oh, let it rain. Let the waters of love, let the waters of love wash away all the pain, hope, or redemption. Let the hope of redemption be all that remains. Let it rain, let it rain, let it rain. When I stand on the ledge and I cling to the edge for dear life, afraid to let go. What if love's call pulls me into a free fall? What then? Oh, tell me what then? Somewhere way out there, beyond right and wrong, there's a place that I long to see. If I don't return, I'll be wishing you well from wherever I happen to be. Let it rain, oh, let it rain. Let the waters of love wash away all the pain. Let the hope of redemption be all that remains. Let it rain, let it rain, let it rain, let it rain. Let it rain, oh, let it rain. Let the waters of love wash away all the pain. Let the hope of redemption be all that remains. Let it rain, let it rain, let it rain. Let it rain, let it rain, let it rain.
Everybody take a deep breath. Oh, that was good. Let it rain. Let the hope of redemption be all that remains. Let it rain. Joe, you wrote that, I assume.
Yes,
Now,
yes, I
can you
did.
tell me, was there like was that a kind of a song where there was just a moment or a note or a guitar riff or just a little phrase or an emotional thing that was the seed for that song when you were writing it?
Absolutely. The full measure of it would not be an efficient use of our time here today. But the synopsis is that I was sitting on a dock in Maine, and it was late at night, and I was moving through a lot of big life change. And I looked up in the stars. I was out in the country sitting on a bay, and it was just so clear that it felt like you could see all the stars up there. And then I looked down, and the bay was so calm in that moment that you could see all the stars below your feet. And, kind of jokingly, I started singing to myself, "Ground Control to Major Tom," as I'm floating through the cosmos up there. But then I started thinking about the poetry of the 13th century Sufi mystic Rumi. And from there, I
Oh,
jumped to some passages in Khalil Gibran's The Prophet, which I haven't quite memorized, but I've read it enough times that certain passages of the poetry come back to me. And then I remembered the last verse to Home on the Range. How often at night, when the heavens are bright with the light from the glimmering stars, have I stood there amazed and asked as I gazed if their glory exceeds that of ours? And all of a sudden, something in me opened up and I started weeping. And
wow.
the chorus to that song just boom. It was just there as kind of a synergistic
Wow.
Amalgamation of inputs that probably came into my consciousness over an entire lifetime. You know, when they say,
Yeah.
how long did it take you to write that song? You're like 10 minutes and 45 years, you know.
Exactly. Exactly. That's
So thank
fantastic.
you. Thanks for asking.
Well, that's great. We're, as I said, we're having kind of a singing party. So although I could talk with Joe for the entire day, we're going to go ahead and move on to Shruthi and Veena. So turning it over to you two, what do you got for us today?
So I find it so miraculous that Joe sang the song that he did because it's really like it's the perfect setup for this song because Joe, you mentioned that Rumi was one of the inspirations for this song, and so I'm going to take you to something that is related to the rains and is related to the 13th century at the same time as Mevlana Rumi. And it is so when the rains start here, where we are in Pune, in India right now, the world's largest walking and singing pilgrimage happens. And Mom and I were just a part of that the last couple of days. And it's about 1 million people who make this roughly, 180, 200 mile trip, and they're singing all the way. And in the spirit of that, because we've come from that singing pilgrimage, also because it's raining, also because we're invoking 13th century musicians here. This is a movement that started, an unbroken movement that started right in the 13th century and has continued till date. This year, about 1 million people are walking the pilgrimage again. So it's a song celebrating the rains and celebrating redemption as well. So, um, पंढरी 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 विठोबारायाची नगरी विठोबारायाची नगरी विठोबारायाची नगरी विठोबारायाची नगरी पंढरी 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 भवता भिवरेचा वेडा भवता भिवरेचा वेडा मध्ये पंढरीचा उडा मध्ये पंढरीचा उडा पंढरी 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 गस्ता फिरे चहू कोणी गस्ता फिरे चहू कोणी टाळा मृदुंगाची ध्वनी टाळा मृदुंगाची ध्वनी पंढरी 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 ऐसे स्थळ नाही कोठे ऐसे स्थळ नाही कोठे तू कयाला विठ्ठल भेटे तू कयाला विठ्ठल भेटे पंढरी 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 विठोबारायाची नगरी विठोबारायाची नगरी विठोबारायाची नगरी विठोबारायाची नगरी पंढरी 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 पंढरी.
Wow. That was really, really beautiful. Everything about it. Is that a traditional song?
That is a traditional song.
It just
I
it sounds like it. It just sounds like it's, and it just reminds me of how when great musicians like Shruthi and Veena, like you two, sing a traditional song, it's like all of that intelligence, music, and energy is, and it sounds like you've sung it for a long time, I imagine, that
Oh yeah.
song. Yeah, yeah. So I'm going to ask one question. I'm going to go over to Joe after that. But so I sang with my father a fair amount. I sang with my boys a lot, and now I'm singing with my grandson. And it's just,
Oh.
as you know, it's like, I mean, it's just so great to see you two sing together and know that you've sung together for a long time. So I guess I'm going to ask Shruti, what is your, like, one of your earliest memories of singing with Veena, with your mom?
Oh, I remember like mom has accompanied me to like every music lesson before I could like uh, travel on my own, which was like maybe till like 14 or 15. She used to sit in at every music lesson. So she's responsible for like if I'm anything today, it's like mom's responsible for dragging my sorry butt sometimes when I didn't want to go anywhere. So yeah, like completely. All the blame and all the praise,
Yeah.
everything is for her.
Okay, and Veena, what was it like for you singing with Shruti when she was a young girl?
Oh, it was lovely. But it was always Shruti who was leading. I was always following. Yes.
That's great. I'm going to go ahead and turn it over. We're going to keep singing here. We're going to go back to Joe. Thank you so much. That was really, really moving and gorgeous. And now, Joe, we have another song. I'm looking forward to your next song.
Thank you. I was also reminded of another traditional song. I don't know if it's part of the same movement, but there's a beautiful piece that if I knew it just enough from memory, I would sing it. Raghupati. Raghupati Raghava Rajaram. Yeah. Na, 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 ti, ta, ram.
You're doing amazing, Joe. That sounds fabulous.
Raghupati Raghava Rajaram. Patita Pavana Sitaram. Sitaram Jaya Sitaram. Mujhe pare tu Sitaram. Ishvara la teru nam. Bhagasan Bhagavati De Bhagavan. Almost. It's almost there. It's almost there.
You also, yeah, just the last line. We'll sing it for you. Sabko
Oh,
sanmati
Sanmati
de
de
Thank
Bhagavan.
you.
Bhagavan.
And I don't know if this is an entirely accurate translation, but that last bit was translated for me once into English as being, by whatever name you call the divine, it is important that you surrender your whole heart unto that divine existence.
That's a gorgeous translation. I love that. Yeah.
Yeah, like by whatever name you call God, you must give God the full measure of your devotion. And I love that because it invites, of course, this would rise out of a polytheistic pluralist society, but it's such a beautiful thing. And I love that was for Mohandas Gandhi on the Salt March, that was to him what We Shall Overcome was to Martin Luther King here in the States. And I am so glad to be meeting you here today. And I totally want to talk with you because I want to come to India and do this singing walk with you. I think that would be the coolest thing in the world. So this is a song that rises out of our folk traditions here in the States that I think follows a similar tradition. Many of you will know it. My life flows on in endless song above earth's lamentations. I hear that real though far off hymn that hails the new creation. Through all the tumult and the strife, I hear that music ringing. It sounds an echo in my soul. How can I keep from singing? How can I keep from singing? What though the darkness round me close? I hear the truth, it liveth. What though the storm around me close? Songs in the night it giveth. No storm can shake my inmost calm, while to that rock I'm clinging. Since love is Lord of heaven and earth, how can I keep from singing? How can I keep from singing? Even if you don't know what the last line of every stanza just repeats, how can I keep from singing? When tyrants tremble sick with fear and hear their death knells ringing, when friends rejoice both far and near, how can I keep from singing? In prison cells and dungeon vile, our thoughts to them are winging. When friends by shame are undefiled, how can I keep from singing? How can I keep from singing? My life flows on in endless song. My life flows on in endless song above earth's lamentations. I hear that real though far off hymn that hails the new creation. No storm can shake my inmost calm, while to that rock I'm clinging. Since love is Lord of heaven and earth, how can I keep from singing? 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 How can I keep from singing?
A beautiful performance of a really important and beautiful song, Joe. That was fantastic. We sang that out of our church hymnal just 2 Sundays ago. And this is a UCC Christian church, and it was kind of the old 19th century, because the original of that song, now I know, is basically an old Christian hymn. But do you know, I mean, I learned your version of it there from Michael Cooney a long time ago. And I'm wondering, somebody kind of took that Christian hymn and made it into a kind of an anthem for for us. Do you know anything about that, Joe? How that happened?
I was raised Catholic. I was born in 1972, so put it in context. So my memory of that is probably from the late 1970s, by the time I
Yeah.
would really be remembering that song. And I remember going to church one day and we started singing and opened up the hymnal to that page. And I also had it on a Pete Seeger record. And I
Ah,
remember turning to my mom as a tyke and looking up at her and saying, "How come we're singing Pete Seeger songs in church?" Because that was not a common occurrence.
it might have been Pete Seeger who
You
did
know,
that.
so I don't know if Pete was the one, but
Yeah.
I know that the third verse to that was added during the
Yes.
McCarthy era.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was added by somebody who was in the progressive end of
So that
folk
was in the
music,
50s. Yeah.
and who in the late 1940s, early 1950s
Yeah.
had friends that were proactively being persecuted, and
Yeah.
some of them prosecuted. So, but it fits pretty seamlessly.
I love
And
your I love your performance of it. It's really there's so many different ways to sing that song, and the rhythms in the rhythms they put into the church hymnals are always wrong. They're always bad.
Well,
You have to ignore
right.
them.
So I
Sing
drop
the
it
way
in
you know.
6/8 just because
Yeah.
that's the only way I could make sense
Yeah.
of the
Yeah.
polyrhythms in it and make it mellifluous.
It's a very
So
conversational song, I feel like. So I'm going to
yeah,
go
yeah.
ahead and
Anyway, thanks so much,
no,
Peter. Thanks
fantastic.
for
We're going to do one more song with this is so great that we're going to go over just a little bit, and we want one more song from Shruthi and Veena. And this is good. My wife just got home, so she can to enjoy this last song from Shruthi and Miralis. This is Shruthi and her mother Veena singing together.
Oh,
And
good.
I was telling them about how we have sung with our children.
Hello.
So we're running a little late here. So go ahead. Let's have our another song, please. Thank you so much.
We'll do the How Can I Keep from Singing in Marathi from the tradition that I was telling all of you all about, which is the walking singing pilgrimage, the largest one in the world. So माझ्या बडिया बोला माझ्या बडिया बोला माझ्या बडिया बोला माझ्या बडिया बोला चित्त द्यावे बा विठला चित्त द्यावे बा विठला चित्त द्यावे बा विठला माझ्या बोबडिया बोला माझ्या बोबडिया बोला. So the poet says that I can't speak in anything but a lisp, but it will not keep me from singing. I will not stop singing, and please give me redemption as I sing. गाता येईल तेनेची गाते गाता येईल तेनेची गाते ये ग हरी हरी म्हणावे ये ग हरी हरी म्हणावे माझ्या बोबडिया बोला माझ्या बोबडिया बोला माझ्या बोबडिया बोला माझ्या बोबडिया बोला तन मन नेणे देवा तन मन नेणे देवा नामा विनवितते केशवा 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 माझ्या बोबडिया बोला माझ्या बोबडिया बोला माझ्या बोबडिया बोला
माझा बो बडिया बोला, माझा बो बडिया बोला, माझा बो बडिया बोला.
Wow, thank you. That was great. Give them a hand, everybody. Oh my gosh. You know, that just makes me it's one of those songs when you two sing that together that way, I crying and laughing at the same time. It's one of those crying laughing moments. So thank you very, very much. And we are everybody's invited to our house for lunch in an hour. So all of you are, Shruthi and Veena and Joe and everybody else. So just come on here. We're gonna just have a little potluck. But right now I got to say goodbye to all the everybody on YouTube. So long to you guys on YouTube. Thanks so much to Shruthi and Veena and to Joe for all of your beautiful songs. Thanks to Aaron for your tech and your devotion to this. And I'm going to say goodbye to Kevin and Trish and Susan and Sheila and Carol and Meryl. Let's do a few. Who say six?
Sue and
there you go.
Luda and James
James
and Carolyn
and Al
Aloysius,
and Kathy and Annette and Sarah and
Storm and Bob and Nancy and Linda and
Arlene and Hoda, Kat. And Athena, and we're gonna find Athena now. Oh, there we go. And Susan and Jamie. Say it with me.
I think
and,
we did that.
Oh, we
Okay,
did
okay,
already.
anyway,
Oh,
no, that's good.
yeah.
Jane
in
in
Texas.
Okay,
Ann, Jamie,
Jamie,
Clive,
Clive,
Bonnie, Fred, Ruth, Diane,
Diana,
Gary, Purva in India,
and Christy.
and
Jojo,
Jojo and Christy. Thank you, Joe. And Christy
Christy,
and LMG
Jane.
and CT and Susan and
yeah,
Kathy.
Curly
Curly
Tops.
Tops and Elizabeth,
Elizabeth.
and thank you all for coming. What another great day at the Daily Antidote. Make sure you tell all of your friends and spread the good news about this amazing phenomenon. So love to everybody and have a wonderful, wonderful day.
Mwah.